Hi everybody. We're in Texas. We're still in Texas, and it's very, very.
It's very not Texas.
It's very cold, actually. It's very cold.
Maybe
we could do this like so. Erin's got the best faces. I hope that's not a tissue you used.
Yes, it is. Yes, I picked one up. In fact, it's one I found on the floor of a bathroom that I'm using to prop up. Shall I move people too? Look at what a professional
People
crew
were
you
asking.
have.
People were asking you about your book yesterday.
What book? My yoga book.
Your yoga book. Maybe you can tell people. I think we can probably show people where we are, because the likelihood that somebody is here right now and figures out exactly where we are and can drive the.
Slightly key thing is it has our final destination on it.
We can not just.
I could just
have
take
to
it off.
hear
That.
Your desire to have no one looking for us.
We can do that.
And hang on.
Can we do that?
There we go.
We're trying to make it.
There we go.
Or we can just get rid of it and do another map.
Yes. Well, but then it'll have us as the start point.
That's true.
But this is a map. I'm so helpful.
Why don't you show them the talk? That would be a more sensible thing to show.
That'd be cool.
And people are asking, hello. A lot of people are asking, why are you being so guarded about your location? And 3 women traveling on their own in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Literally.
It is. I mean, we travelled 300 miles for coffee this morning. So, well, technically we travelled like 150 because it was 150 miles in either direction for coffee.
Yes.
So, you know.
But we are, just 3 women on our own in the middle of nowhere, traveling in a car that is
Distinctive.
That's a good word.
Yes.
I was going to say trashy. Distinctive.
Yes.
Because I've got a load of bumper stickers on my car and personalised license plates, so I'm pretty distinctive, and I know that that's my own fault. But we want to try and keep our location as quiet as possible. The other thing is that where we're at right now, there is a gentleman testing a charging station using a bit of test gear. Should we flip this round? Electrical engineer from Electrify America, and he's testing the equipment there for an Electrify America charging station. So that little box he's got there is testing the connectors to see if he's fixed it, basically. The CCS charging station there, I think that's a 350 kilowatt CCS quick charging station, is not working properly, so he's going through the test procedures for that. He looks absolutely frozen.
Yeah, it is.
It's just above freezing
just
here.
above freezing.
We thought it was going to be really warm.
Yeah.
In Austin.
I brought shorts, so I'm kind of. I mean, I have pants, but kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday was rough.
So,
Yeah.
In order to help us in our trip, Kate, that was scary.
Yeah, I mean, it's fairly distinctive. If you've got one, then you know that's what it is.
I've never seen one, actually.
I don't know if they still do them. They made them a few years ago. They're kind of, you fold them out and they have, hang on, let me show it off. You fold it out and it turns on a little keyboard down here when it's in the mood. Apparently not today. There we go. There we go. So it turns on a little keyboard, which is flat.
Tillamook.
Hello.
I'd
I'm
love
not
to
trying
be
to
in
sell you a
Tillamook
yoga
right
book,
now.
incidentally.
I'd love to be in Tillamook right now.
Yes.
They make good cheese.
I don't know how many times you've said that. I just want to be home.
I'm feeling really homesick right now.
Yes. But anyway, so this is what we have on here. It's Talk Pro, which I can angle it like that, and you can kind of see.
Talk. Yes.
Like.
I think it was the Fast show actually. So it was the 90s. Fast. Oh, and we all laughed.
Yes, it was so funny.
We all laughed. What a great time. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're just messing with you. We knew that we dropped the connection. Carry on.
So, so there isn't an Android there isn't an iOS equivalent, so you just have to have Android. But this, there is a Bluetooth
Low energy
dongle.
OBD2.
Are you going to remove the OBD2 dongle and
Is it
wave
safe?
it? Yeah, probably be
Okay,
alright.
so this is
It'll
a
grouch.
Vicar. Oh wow, look at that blown out.
Yeah.
It's like we've never made videos online before. This is a Vicar OBD2
I hold it over here.
dongle.
Oh, in the shade. No, it's not.
It's still, the
shady
contrast is still too
enough. Just give
too
it,
grey.
give it to Erin.
And
Eh,
right back here, see
Yeah.
the Vicar.
dongle.
That is how small it is. It is not just far away. It is pretty small.
And it plugs into the diagnostic port on your car, and it reads all of the data that's going by on the onboard system, and it reads all of the data. Let me go. Oh, we are apparently live right now.
Okay.
There we go. So I turned off the internet connection to the computer.
To the car.
To the car, sorry. So we have this this little dongle that plugs in and it reads all the information. And you can get special people have figured out some of the special data commands
Yeah.
and data streams that are passed around in an electric vehicle. So this is what you get.
This is what you see when you, well, this has got a skin on it because it was really ugly.
I don't know if it's because we did it the wrong way around. It says device is locked. Please rotate the device back. Please excuse me while we do this. I don't know why it's doing this. There we go.
Highly technical.
Very technical.
We are a very, very technical team.
So, as you were
yeah.
saying.
So it kind of looks like this. It kind of looks like this. Brandon is not under there.
And we're not mansplaining a huge amount. But we do try and make the channel really affordable. Understandable, because there's lots of people coming into the EV sector who don't know a lot.
Well,
and they want to know.
And so this I've never used Talk Pro. I've used other apps. I've used coding apps for our i3.
Yeah.
I've used OBD dongles of a variety.
OBD2 dongles.
OBD2 dongles of a variety. But I haven't used Talk Pro, and Talk Pro is not the most user-friendly app in the world, I would say.
But you have set it up so that we can read the battery state of charge and what we're currently doing.
So it actually, sorry.
Sorry about the seasickness.
Oh,
Jim!
Hey,
Jim! I just want to thank you personally on this stream. Jim very generously donated a sizable chunk.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the one cup of coffee.
You have actually, Jim, you've actually covered, let me just top this up in my head. You effectively covered the first 2 days of our hotel. Because the first hotel we had to stay in was in California. It was kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But the second night, so we did 2 hotels. Actually, I think we did 3 hotels and coffee. Thanks to you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you very, very much. I just wanted you to know it went to great use.
Yes.
Ben is on his way.
Oh.
I don't know if he's arrived yet. He's in a Tesla. I'm assuming you're watching this live in a Tesla, Ben, on the way. We are about 300 miles from Austin, and we're really excited to be there.
Yes.
I think we all have a little bit of cabin fever,
Yes.
despite, getting on. Says Erin in the back.
I have been in this nest forever.
And so we are really looking forward to seeing everyone. We are charging up to 90%, I think the app said.
I think it was like 90.
So we have to go to 90%, and we are going to 90%. The car is currently charging at 40 kilowatts. The reason we have to charge up to 90%
is because the speed limit here is
80 miles an hour.
And we like travelling at 80. It goes quickly.
Well, I mean, the first leg this morning, these 2 guys were so tired they fell asleep. So we had a really embarrassing situation last night. We got to the hotel, and we'd crossed over into El Paso, and in my head, I'd gone, oh, we started off in California, we drove through Arizona.
Erin looks very smug for some reason.
And then we started in Pacific, we went into Mountain, and then we moved into El Paso. So I was like, oh, we're in Central Time instead of Mountain Time. By the time we got to our overnight hotel, we were in Central Time.
Yes.
But Kate's phone and my phone and my car were convinced we were all in Mountain Time, because we stayed probably about 10 miles
Yeah.
over the county line.
And who had the only phone that had the right time?
Yes, Erin.
And who continued to assert that it was, in fact, mountain time?
Both of us.
Yes.
I
Both
did
of
not.
us.
I did not.
Nikki, you came up with your phone. You're like, I'm going to jokingly tease you, and it was the right time. And
then
it
you
was
said-
actual time.
Yes.
I
was
was
like,
just
what
like,
are you talking
why
about?
is my phone wrong? I don't understand. I trust Erin. Erin
Oh,
knows
so anyway,
everything.
everything is now
She
on
knows
Central
everything.
Time.
Trust her.
It was just very funny because I had gotten up to get a shower, and they're all like, you got us up early.
Well, we went to bed at what was 2 a.m., right?
Basically.
Yes.
We got 5 hours. I think about 5 hours, maybe less.
We got about 5 hours. The reason why we did that is because we wanted today to be an easier day. Because shows like this always are quite energetic and quite busy and all of that. And yesterday we drove 700 miles.
Yeah.
And we have to we have to really push going back because somebody in this car might have to go to work on the Friday.
Friday. I go to my other job on Friday.
Your actual job.
My paid job on Friday, where they pay me money, which allows me to do things like this.
So I want Kate to become a full-time employee, but we can't afford her.
No, I'm very expensive.
So
It's because I'm so skilled.
you're so skilled. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a very simple trip today, very low-key trip. This is actually our first. Oh wait! All the tickets are sold out. Did you get tickets?
I didn't buy tickets.
Did you buy tickets?
Don't think so.
No.
I thought you were getting tickets. Okay, let's go home.
Guess we're going home then. Nah, we're just kidding. We've got tickets.
Yeah,
We got tickets because we're on panels.
Yes.
Tell us about the panel you're on.
I'm on a diversity panel. It's being led by you.
I'm probably the
moderating.
only. Well, I suppose I come from the LGBTQ side.
Yeah. There
But
are lots of different kinds of diversity.
there are lots of different kinds of diversity, and so we're going to be talking about all kinds of diversity, from why certain ethnic groups are not embracing electric vehicles when they maybe could be. Some of the challenges in certain communities, whether it's LGBT community, whether it's black communities, brown communities, Latin American communities. And so we'll be talking about that. We've got some great panelists on there. I'm going to be moderating that one. I'm kind of nervous about that one. I'm on a panel about how to choose an electric vehicle.
Indeed.
And there's one other one I'm doing. Oh, the US Electric Vehicle Roundup.
Yes.
So I'll be doing that as well. We are toying with the idea of doing a very early in the morning live special version of 10. I need to chat with Dan and I need to chat with some of the other folks at FullyChargedLive, excuse me, just see if I can actually get permission to do it. But if I can, I'll try and do a live version and we'll record it and put it out online. So, and thanks to everyone being really nice about the in-car videos. I really enjoyed making them.
They've been fun.
They were just one-shots.
Yeah.
One-shot ones. What else are we going to talk about that we have experienced so far? Erin, you went back in time yesterday. Mal,
Yes, we went to the 90s land.
90s land.
They were so excited to see all the wonderful options that the 90s had
Yes.
here in America, such as a black market minerals, which I thought had gone extinct like 10 plus years ago. Apparently there's one that still exists, which was quite exciting for me because that used to be one of my favorite stores. A Rainforest Cafe, which I haven't seen in fucking years.
And we have no desire to see again.
There's... It
No.
was... Okay.
No.
No?
No.
You didn't like it? We didn't like it.
No, they don't.
You liked
they
it.
don't get it. They don't
I
get
think we
Bad
may have
animatronics.
We missed it. We were at the wrong age to encounter it for the first time.
There was something else you got really excited about as well.
black market minerals and Rainforest Cafe.
There was something else, and I can't remember what it was.
Waffle House?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw a Waffle House. I haven't been south enough in a long time to see a Waffle House.
Erin's accent has shifted. Have you noticed on this trip?
No, I haven't noticed.
It's
I'm
shifted
not.
a little
I'm not.
bit.
Probably.
It's funny. It's funny. You've been up
Get
in
back to my southern roots.
you've been up in the Pacific Northwest a little bit too long. So Jim was asking about. Didn't think Rainforest Cafe was still a thing.
Well,
Right?
There we
No,
go.
they still
well, if
exist.
you want to, then one of the malls.
It's Arizona Mills.
Arizona Mills Mall. You can go in there and imagine that you're in the 90s because it hasn't changed.
Oh, the whole decor is just, it's ripped out of like early 90s, late 80s kind of.
It is
Deeply concerning to me.
insipid. That's
It's
the word
funny
I was
because
going
there was
to use.
actually a mall we stopped at the night before that was exactly the same. It was exactly the same, but it was in a different state.
Huh.
Yes.
That's right. No, it was.
Yeah.
Because it was the mall you didn't want to go into. You needed
Yes.
a wee-wee, and you
I
didn't want
did.
to get lost.
Mhm.
I didn't want to go in there because I was afraid of the mall. It might suck me
We're
in.
not fans of
What
malls,
did,
really.
what did you say it was? A temple to consumerism?
Yes.
There have been many things that have made.
Sorry, Jim.
There have been many things that have made Kate and I sad on this trip.
Yeah, you had a rough time.
I got really depressed last night. I don't mind mentioning it on the second channel.
Okay.
I do suffer from depression, and I got really down and depressed last night. Just because I was frustrated. I get depressed when I get angry about stuff I can't change, which is kind of normal. But it looks like he's nearly finished. He's got his electronics out and he's checking things again. What was I saying?
You were
Oh,
depressed last night?
I was a bit frustrated last night because we were coming into El Paso.
Yes.
And I just saw all of these basically the sky looked lit up. As we got closer and closer to El Paso on the New Mexico side, I'm looking at it going, what is that? And then it dawned on me that it was a border wall, and how sad and depressing the border wall looks at nighttime. And then the other thing that got really, really upset me was
This morning.
the border walls. There were a couple of bridges that they're tearing down off-ramps that used to allow you to go out to Mexico. And they're actually removing the off-ramps, and it's showing now on Google with just like a no entry sign, and it's been blocked off. But they're actually removing these off-ramps and just demolishing them completely, and it really made me sad. At least I assume that's what's happening. That's what certainly I inferred from the maps and everything else. And then when we got stopped
Yes.
at a checkpoint, and this is something that we've talked about a lot, because I don't sound American. I know I do sound American sometimes, but I don't sound American. And you are...
I sound perfectly American. I mean, you know,
Your
I
accent
have a
is perfect.
flawless American accent, as you can hear.
And you are not a citizen, right at this moment. You've applied for citizenship
I have.
for purposes of democratic exercise, and also security. I think
Yes.
it's probably a good...
And I love America.
You do.
You love your temples to consumerism. You love to worship in the temple of consumerism.
I love my evergreen trees.
I do. I
love my
I
evergreen
like them
trees
too.
and my mountains.
So, you were driving, and we were doing 80 miles an hour, and then it went to 60, and then it went to 40, and then it went to 30, and then it went to...
And then I got
And
quite
it was
grumpy.
funny because the lights were like, if the lights are flashing, you must stop.
Yeah.
But it was very clear that it was everyone stops all the time.
Yes.
And so, we had to stop, and you were driving.
Yes.
They asked you your citizenship status.
Yes.
It's a very interesting way of putting it.
Yes.
Um,
They weren't really interested in your citizenship status or
they
yours.
weren't interested in mine, and they
No.
weren't interested in hers.
I informed them of yours just because I was like, well, you know.
That's right, how under the list.
Everyone
but
else.
you were the brown person driving the car, and that made me angry. That because your skin colour is different to the person asking the question.
Well, in this case, I think it was actually the same
Was
as
it
the
the
person
same?
asking the question. but-
Anyway, they
But
You got your
yeah.
green card out and you flashed your green card, and I said, while you were getting your green card, I asked Erin to grab my passport.
Yeah.
Because being close to the border, I have heard horror stories of people who have sounded British, who have been...
There's a 100-mile kind of squishy point.
Yeah.
There's about 100 miles if you're in that kind of radius to any of the borders. It can be
In the
coast.
sea, yeah.
Yeah.
Where, you know, they'll be doing checks. ICE agents will be doing checks and shit like that. So, sorry for cursing, but...
Oh, it's right, it's the second channel.
But, I was reading, actually, because I was talking to my family about this, because I had never heard of citizenship checkpoints. I'd never heard of anything like that before. And then they were like, yeah, Norton, and they hadn't either. So they actually linked me something from the ACLU.
Yeah.
About what your rights are when this stuff happens, and you know, just how you can prepare yourself for those checkpoints and things like that. And I just thought it was grossly invasive.
Yeah.
And 100% unnecessary. So.
It is not good.
Jim was asking about dinner.
He was asking about dinner. I'm just going to finish my thoughts on the checkpoint, because I offered to show him my passport.
Oh, you didn't even have to
He
open
didn't.
it.
He didn't
No.
even open it. I literally
take it
just
from
went.
It
He
could've
didn't
been
take.
mine.
Yeah. I just basically showed him my. I do have an American passport. I am an American citizen. I did show him my American passport, which I brought for that specific reason, because I figured if I got stopped and I didn't have my passport and I sound British enough,
Yeah.
we'd have still been there this morning,
Yeah.
having lovely conversations.
Well, I don't know that we would, because I don't think he cared. If you'd have just said you were American, he didn't really give a fig.
No,
Yeah.
it was you he was interested in.
Yeah.
So that made me really angry. So Jim was asking about Fully Charged Live meal. We are still trying to do it. I need to coordinate with the Electrical Auto Association, because they kind of offered us to piggyback. So I need to figure out if that's a possibility, or if you guys would rather have a separate meal. And if you would, now is the time to tell me, because I need to arrange that for Saturday evening.
Yes.
And
And then I can meet you all.
you can meet all of us. All
Yes.
of us. And we did a lovely one in the UK last year, didn't we? We went
was
for.
very nice.
Was it Indian we went for?
It was a pub.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We went to a pub.
It was a
very
pub,
nice
but they
pub.
did a whole range of different things, and it was very nice.
It was very nice. So we do that, and then it's also very. Someone was also commenting about Johnny leaving Fully Charged, and also, of course, Mark leaving Fully Charged.
Yeah.
Mark and Johnny are both very amazing guys. I know them both. I haven't had the pleasure of working with Mark really. We've talked a lot, because Mark used to live in Bristol as well, same place that I used to live, and so we knew each other from there and chatted occasionally. I love Johnny to bits. I think this move is going to be right for him. I think he's going to be able to make some fantastic new content with Mark, and I don't think him switching over to doing car pervert stuff is going to mean he's going to dramatically stop doing EV stuff.
No.
Say car perverts.
That's his
That's his name.
channel.
Yeah.
That's his channel name, car pervert. And it's because of his eclectic interests and experience in the automotive world. We have a lot of shared interests with Johnny, and when the three of us get together, it's always a good time.
It's quite geeky.
It's quite nerdy in a car way.
It's a nerdy car.
Speaking of geeky, nerdy car stuff, you guys should talk about the cafe we went to this morning for coffee.
Yeah. What was it called?
The garage.
The garage coffee place.
Yeah.
In here.
Yes,
Yes.
in this place.
In this place we are at right now. That was awkward. They do good coffee. They were LGBTQ friendly, which was great.
Yeah.
It's all kind of upcycle based, so a bunch of it's mostly motor, so normal like gas consuming cars. But it was really interesting just because it was all kind of thematic, but it was also a music venue, which was kind of neat.
They had an old Chevy out front, I think,
Yeah.
lifted Chevy, but then they had the crankshafts.
Yes. Yeah.
Were
They made
part
a
of
little
the
fence.
fence.
Little
They
fence.
made a little fence with crankshafts and chains linking them. It was kind of equal parts like, ooh, fun upcycling and kind of like this little kind of kitschy kind of thing. I don't know, I personally kind of enjoyed it. And they made actually this kind of quilt-like tapestry of band shirts.
Yeah.
Yes.
That went all the way from a very tall ceiling all the way down to the floor.
And they also had lots of instruments, which I was very good. I did not play. I kind of touched the
A
piano.
wide variety. They had a violin, a trumpet, a saxophone. I think a few of those are just for decorative purposes, but
Here's a new one. The E Mini is going on sale
Yes.
in the U.S.
in 50 states,
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and it's going to be really affordable.
Yeah, the price is pretty good.
20 what?
The range is not super
I think it's
exciting,
about
but the price is good.
22 after incentives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's basically, like you guys said, it's an i3 just with a mini skin, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But they've worked out a lot of the kinks in the i3
Oh,
since
That's
mine.
good.
Oh, he's testing all of them.
Ah, excellent.
He
That
was
seems like a
testing-
good plan.
Yes.
We should tell him about the problems in El Paso. I don't
Yeah.
know if he's going to El Paso.
Yeah. So one of the things we've noticed with our tour is that while Electrify
Oh.
America have an awesome number of locations, and they're usually multi-headed,
Yeah, problems abound.
sites, the reliability of their units is something that's been a little concerning. But
It's
we've
sometimes
managed to charge. We
questionable.
haven't had any problems where we couldn't charge, but we have had to move the vehicle a few times.
Yeah, we've had to move the vehicle a couple of times. That was the other reason I was depressed last night, because you had to stop at that Walmart in
El Paso.
El
El Paso,
Paso.
Texas. and
What was interesting,
It was just
besides
sad.
that, there was another bolt actually that bolted off. They seemed a little upset. I think they probably ran into one of the heads that was not working.
Yeah, they were in a hurry. You
They
think?
looked like
or-
they were in a hurry. They looked like they wanted to get out, but not because of where they were. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think out of they had 4 total units, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And out of all the units and all the connectors, only 3 connectors worked there.
Yeah.
Two that we
I
could
thought the
use.
Chidemo was
The
Oh,
Chidemo
right,
was
the
working,
Chidemo,
but there was
yeah.
only 2 we could use.
Yeah.
All right, well, so
And I rang up Electrify America and went, guys, you know there's a problem. So I'm wondering if this is why these guys here are going through all of the...
yeah, there was one that was apparently, according to which app were you looking at?
Oh, the Electrify America one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Share, plug share.
Oh, is this about how long it had been out of service?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
11
was
days.
actually the Electrify America app.
12,
Yeah.
12 days.
Oh,
It said
okay.
it had been out for 11 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last online 11 days ago. Thinking, you need to get on this, guys.
You need to get some guys there. But I mean, I'm watching this guy here. He's got the big cabinets open. They look like Tesla charging cabinets from outside. And I'm wondering if they have a similar kind of modular design inside. It wouldn't surprise me.
I
It's
expect
interesting.
to.
We've actually run into at this point 2 different engineers working on the Electrify America.
Yeah, we should note
Yeah,
that.
we
We should give a shout out to Electrify America for that. So we've met 2 engineers while we've been on our trip, and on one occasion we got a free charge.
Yeah.
Because the engineer wasn't in his usual work vehicle, and he's like, I don't have my testing equipment with me. Do you guys need a charge? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, I'll just get them to give you a free charge because
Yeah.
I need
I need to check
to
this is
check
working.
this is working.
He was, I think, replacing some hardware on there, and he had just done the fix.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really cool. It was a really recent, kind of new charging station. So
Yeah,
it was
got
very
some teething
serendipitous.
problems.
Yeah.
He had some teething problems. So when we got to the next one, there was a couple who was really struggling with the payments.
Yeah.
So I just paid for that
That's
charge
another
for
thing
them.
to note, I would say, is that how many people have you helped with these stations?
3?
Yeah, 3 on this trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fairly, like whenever I use one, if someone else turns up, it's pretty common. No one knows how to work them. Or they try and use the card payment.
Or they don't know how to hold it so that so it doesn't time out and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
that is specific to the Bolt, because you don't have to do that on the i3. You don't. Have
It's a
to do that on
GM vehicle
yeah.
problem, so the Spark EV is too.
Yeah.
But interestingly, I've noticed there are different brands of charger, although the stalls look the same.
Yeah.
The outside bit looks the same, but actually the internals are different. There's 2 or
Yeah.
3 different
Manufactured.
manufactured
Yeah.
versions.
Is it Schneider? It's ABB.
Well, ABB, and then there's another one that I've forgotten. I figured
Or maybe it was an M. I can't remember.
I can't remember. I thought it might have been a South Korean company. But anyway, so there are different charging providers. This is so depressing. We are nearly 100% full. We're like at 90, well, 85 maybe.
You know, one
What does
thing
it say?
I want to actually maybe look at, maybe on our way back, is which manufacturers have the
Most reliable?
maybe the most reliability, but then also the cables, because I noticed that me and Kate were noticing the cables and how, you know, with time and other climate kind of effects can make the cables have this kind of fuzzy white texture to them. But even brand new ones had that fuzzy white texture.
Yeah.
And some that had already been there for a while were perfectly fine.
We're not
So-
working.
81.6.
We're at 81.6%. Would anybody
82.
care? All right, we're at 82%. Would anybody care to guess what our projected range is? Bearing in mind that we have been driving at 80
Yeah.
for the last leg.
Well, I know what it is. I can see it, so it's easy for me to guess.
Someone needs to guess.
I'll tell you what, it's got 3 figures in it,
It has got 3 figures.
despite Nikki driving at 80.
80.
Yes. Definitely at 80.
There's one stretch which is 85, which is the fastest road in the United States. So what do we need?
Well, actually, we could leave now, but we'd be limited in our top speed. So
To what? 70?
68. 68 on an 80 is not fun.
Someone's saying. See if I can find the live chat. 143, 180. Nope, no one's guessed it.
No.
Jim is very cold.
Very cold.
Anthony is a little bit warmer.
Oh, yeah, and someone asked about us leaving with a perfectly good EU passport, and yeah, as of tomorrow, it's not an EU passport. I might as well blank out the bit that says EU. So, there you go.
We're very upset about Brexit.
Yeah. Break from the trip and the show.
Yes, third generation EVs will have DC fast charging to 90% in 10 minutes. If that doesn't make it sense to get an EV with only 150 kilowatts this year and then this next year or two. Well, I mean, you have to remember that we have to be really careful about making sure that when we have cars with higher speed charging, that the batteries don't get hammered. Surprise as once you are some speed, it should not take much to maintain it. Depends on hills, I suppose. So we'll tell you what the speed is. So Kent is actually the closest. We are currently at 124 miles of range in optimum mode. So like the Bolt gives you 3, minimum 80, max 146. Central is 124. What were we probably at 83 or 84 now?
Probably 80. No, 83.5.
83 and a half, okay. And we've got 124 miles of range. We need to do 109. So, anyway. Safe charging, Ben. And the UK government just gave the passport job to a French firm. That's
Who
funny.
sold it to a Polish firm.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I mean, that's free market economy, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they wanted.
Yeah.
So your Bolt is performing like my 2018 Leaf. Yeah, but can you drive your 2018 Leaf at 80 miles an hour for 130 miles is what we did this morning?
Yeah.
140. And it's also barely above freezing. It's 38 degrees Fahrenheit out there. And we've had rain. And we've had a headwind. So it's basically been a perfect
Yeah, it's been
storm.
excitingly
of
windy.
weather.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I got it last night when I was driving, actually. That was kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Ooh, was it last night or the night before where we almost ran into tumbleweed?
That
That
was last night.
Okay,
Yeah.
there was a tumbleweed maybe almost like as tall as up to my hip. I just remember seeing it roll across and it like barely
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 missed.
missed it.
Yeah.
That was fun at night time. This
Yeah.
tumbleweed just
You wouldn't
appeared.
really see them until they were like in the road.
Mhm.
And then Kate, you were saying like, oh, they're really fun. They make a nice little kind of pump because they're like, you know,
Yeah, they
seeing,
were like
roads
this
like
big,
this
and you
big.
get poof.
Yeah, and
get
then
a
you
little
get
cloud.
then you get the really big ones. They've caused accidents. They can cause damage in accidents. So.
Austin is in the hill country. Your range will vary. Did I mention it has hideous traffic? Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, we assumed it would.
We are aware. We do. I have to say, a better route planner has not failed us.
No.
If you have
Very
not
good.
used a better route planner, use it, and
Oh,
use
yes.
it with a dongle on a long distance
Yeah,
trip.
so that's the thing we did, which was the thing that took a bit of setting up, is that we tied...
It took about an hour of you swearing as I was driving through the country, because I live in the countryside. I live up in the hills, on the west side of Portland.
And there's a nice short route to the freeway, or there's the, let me take as many small roads as possible route to the freeway.
So I'm not in the West Hills of Portland. I'm further west. I'm way west. I'm like 20, 30 miles out of town. And for us to go south on the I-5 would require me to travel along Highway 26 to 217 and then down I-5. Or I could just cut across country, which is about 50 miles across country driving, and pick up further down. Hitting tumbleweeds can scratch your paint. Yes, Kate.
Yeah, I'm not going to brake at 80 miles an hour, brake and swerve on a motorway.
I don't know, we hit some really nasty wind at 80 miles an hour earlier and it woke you up with a start.
Yeah, it did. But yeah, so we installed there's a particular set of codes that you have to install in Talk Pro to make this work, and then you have to upload it, which is something that is in a better route planner, and it's only in the web version, it's not in the app, so don't spend half an hour going, why can't I find this option in the app?
Which is what you did.
Because I'm an idiot, but also we were driving and I was tired.
Yeah. Should we go and get another coffee
Yeah.
in a minute? From the
Yeah.
same place?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are
That'll
you
be-
done with your coffee?
I finished it, yeah.
Have you done with your coffee?
I am.
Would you like another drink?
I think I'm good for now, but they are very pleasant to go visit, so I wouldn't mind going back there.
Yeah, and then it live updates as you go along.
It live
So-
updates and it's pretty
It's
darned accurate. And if you waver from the prediction by more than about 3% deviation,
Yeah.
he goes, hey, do you want to replan? Because you're not doing what I thought you were going to do.
Yeah, and sometimes that's good because it means you can skip a charger, and sometimes it's bad because it means that you need to drive slower.
Yeah.
Which makes me
So-
sad.
Anyway, we are going to go and get another coffee, and then we're going to hit the road, and we should be in Austin this evening.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to getting a good night's sleep in,
Yes.
in a bedroom which I don't have to share with other people.
Yes.
Because we've been sharing hotel rooms for 3 days. Does Better Route Planner crowdsource like Waze? I believe it does. It's got very, very accurate mathematics. Do we have much of a hill?
It's mainly downhill, actually.
May I look?
You may look.
So it says we're currently at 85%. It's 108 miles. That last one is going to kill us. It's 132 miles.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that one, I think, or you. And we'll let Erin do that one.
Which one? This one?
That one.
The
No.
92?
Yeah.
93? Okay.
Or she can do this one if she wants.
Oh, someone's redacted their message.
Someone's redacted it? Oh no.
I don't know if that one.
Don't redact your messages, we can't read them. But with any luck, we will be in Texas shortly.
Yes.
So, thanks for watching. Send us your Ko-fis, because they've been really helping this trip. Thanks
Yes.
to Jim for those ones that he sent earlier that really helped us. And we will see you if we're seeing you in Texas.
Mm.
Keep evolving.